In Good Shape, your weekly dose of health information on Deutsche Welle. Find out more about what's new in medical treatment, alternative medicine, as well as nutrition, wellness, and beauty. Medical professionals, therapists, and counselors are in our studio to offer their expert advice on In Good Shape.
Let's find out how you can protect yourself from the dangers of sunlight. Joining us in the studio today is Dr. Jeanette Eicholtz, a dermatologist in Berlin. Welcome to In Good Shape. Hello.
Hello.
Skin cancer is the most dangerous risk of being in the sun, but there are other long-term dangers. What are they?
Yeah. The long-term danger of being too much in the sun is to get too early looking old.
Okay.
And there are wrinkles, there are freckles, and non-melanoma skin cancer is caused by being too long in the sun too.
So even benign tumors are there after the sun exposure?
Of course.
Okay. So, and what's the first sign that you're damaging your skin, that you're getting too old too soon? Our viewer Veronica Williams from the United States asks if it's a sunburn, which is the first indicator.
The sunburn is an indicator which makes it very, very bad.
Yeah.
If you got a sunburn, then it is really terrible. You should definitely avoid that. But if you are in the sun every day for hours, that might be too much true. But you're going to see it decades later. That's the problem. You are not going to see it right away.
So the sunburn is a sign, but it's too late.
It is too late.
So and how do I know when my personal time for the sunburn is coming up? So can I just look into my own past and say, okay, usually I'm taking an hour before I get the sunburn, so I stay there for, say, 45 minutes?
Yes, you could, because you should know your skin type.
Okay.
And that helps you to determine how long you can stay in the sun. And you should look out where you are. If you are in the mountains or on the beach, then the time should be shorter.
So what's the skin type?
The skin type, there are 4 different types in Europe or among the Caucasians. The skin type 1 is the red-haired person, which gets a sunburn really easy.
Very pale ones.
Yeah, the very pale ones. And the skin type 2 is the one who has freckles and gets a sunburn easy too. The skin type 3 is the person who still gets a sunburn but can stay much longer in the sun than skin type 1 and 2. And skin type 4 almost never gets a sunburn.
Okay. And this stays true over the course of life? Because we've got a viewer question from Hungary. Keskes Lazar says that he seems to tolerate sun less than he used to. So is the sun changing or is our view changing?
The skin type stays the same all over your life. But your sensitivity against the sun might change because it depends also on how much you are used to the sun, how often you have been in the sun the weeks before.
So what's the best way to protect yourself from a sunburn and from too much sun?
The best way is to avoid the sun, not to overdo with the sun. The second what you can use is be dressed, leave the clothes on, don't be so much exposed with so many surface of your skin exposed to the UV. And the third way is to cream your skin.
To cream, and we can do this. We still have the cream here on the table. So how much cream do I need to take to protect my face? Just say stop. I'm just putting cream on it and you say stop.
Stop.
So this is the right amount.
It's a little bit too much. You're going to have a hard time to put that on your face.
I've got a hard time to, so I can put it onto my neck as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So what about the vitamin D? So if I put a lot of cream on it, can my body still produce vitamin D?
No. If you put a sun cream with high protection factor on your skin, then your body can't produce vitamin D, at least not as much as if you wouldn't do that. Okay. And so some people who do that all the time, even in the winter, might get a deficiency.
So you need some time without any creaming to get enough vitamin D.
Yeah.
Those symptoms of a sun allergy, do they usually go away by themselves or do you need to see a doctor?
They go away by themselves, but it takes a little while, it takes a few days, and it can be really itchy.
So when's the point you should actually see a doctor?
When you have too many problems with itching. So it is not life-threatening, but it is very annoying.
And sometimes the sun protection itself, the sun creams, can lead to those kinds of allergies. So what's the right precaution you can take?
You can do this light hardening light hardening therapy that helps really good, especially if it is made in the UVA area, because these people are allergic to the UVA radiation. And if you can't do that, you should use a sun cream with UVA protection.
There are actually different kinds of sun creams. Some who work chemically, and the other one which works physically. Yes. So what's the difference, and which one would you recommend?
The physical sun protections work like a reflector. They work like little mirrors in your skin, so they reflect the UV, they reflect the UVA and the UVB. And they are also chemical protectors. They change the wavelength in your skin. And some of them only work in the UVA area and some of them only in the UVB. I prefer physical protection.
The physically one, okay. But there might be some dangers involved with the physically one. So there are nanoparticles in that of zinc oxide and titanium oxide. And they've been said that they may cause cancer.
Yeah. If they get really in your body, they might. But there are also studies which say if you put them on your skin and the skin is healthy, then they seem not to penetrate.
Because they don't get into your system, they just stick on the surface then.
Yes.
Okay. Is it the same true with the chemical sun creams, which are said that they are working or act a little bit like hormones and that there may be hormonal changes in the body?
With that, we can't be so sure. They might penetrate into your body. And if you put a lot of it on your body because you want to cover the whole surface of your body, then it might do things with your hormone system. We don't know for sure, but that's why I would recommend just to put it on small areas.
And what if you've got little things on your skin, like a bleeding wound or something like that? Is it easier for the cream to get into your system then?
Of course, it is.
So what's your solution then? Would you try to generally avoid the sun creams putting on damaged skin?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would cover it with a plaster or something else.
So how do you protect yourself from your skin? From the sun, not from the skin.
Of course. I would try to avoid the sun where it is possible, and I would try to stay dressed. And where it is not possible, I would use some sun cream, and there I would probably use physically working sun cream.
So if you're on the beach, you're not staying dressed, so you're taking sun cream. You're staying dressed at the beach, okay. But if you take sun cream, which kind of sun protection factor do you use?
I would use a factor of 50 plus, because I have the skin type 2, and since we are very often very likely to put too less on, I would rather take a higher factor.
Okay, thanks for being with us in the studio today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.